Hi guys, so this is Anjali and I'm making this video from Queensland, Australia, and today is Labor Day in Queensland. So most of the shopping centers and stores will be closed today. That is one of the reason why I chose to make this video on Labor Day because I have an off. I don't have any shift on this day. So I'm free to make the video, and without wasting any time, I would like to tell you about the topics which I'm gonna include in this video so you guys can stay tuned. So first of all, I'll be including the good news. So what I have done is I've divided this video into two parts so that you don't think it's a lengthy video or don't want to listen to it. So there is a good part and there is a bad part of these videos. So good news for international students will be included in this session or this video. I'll be telling you guys what all things and what all restrictions have been taken off from Queensland or Australia, and what are the support that all the international students are getting the support from Australian government. So let's not waste the time and get started with the video. So, first of all, starting with Labor Day. So, Labor Day is a day where all the laborers are taking their day off just to celebrate and say thank you to the labor. That's the basic reason why Labor Day has been celebrated in Australia. And every state had their own Labor Day, but Queensland had have their Labor Day on 4th of the May, which is today. So yeah, so all the supermarkets like Coles, Aldi, Woolworths will be closed today. But there are some sort of stores which will be open, like bakery, then chemist warehouse, pet stores, then news agencies, and some of the fruit and vegetable stores will be open as well. The restaurants are never closed. Almost they are open every day. So except few days, so they will be open as well, but they are only doing takeaway at the moment due to the COVID-19 restrictions which have been applied, so they can only do takeaways. Now talking about the hardware stores, so yeah, hardware stores will be closed as well. uh, so Bunnings and office work will be closed as well. So yeah, definitely Australian Post and all of the government sites will be closed, but posties will still be delivering us. So that's a good thing. I mean, if you're waiting for a delivery, you don't really have to think that it's a public day, public holiday, and I won't be receiving anything or on this day. So yeah, you'll be receiving your deliveries, which is really good thing. The other good thing is that garbage collection. So it happens every week in Australia that a garbage collection service comes up to your door and they take out the bins. So these things are going to be continued as usual. So they'll be taking out the bins as usual, they take it. So there are no exceptions for them. So they are working for us on this day as well, which is really appreciated. So yeah, so they want us to be clean, tidy, and keep the city clean as well. So yeah, they're working on Labor Day as well. Now talking about the public transport, if international students rely on public transport, then yes, public transports are always open. They all run on another time, which is given in the timetable, but they run. So yeah, there is no stoppage for public transport, which is good thing. Now this was all about the Labor Day, which I gave a little bit information to you guys about Labor Day. Now I'm coming to the topic, which is the main topic, good news for international students. So, starting with the things that have been like restricted in COVID-19, because as you guys know, wherever you come from, a lot of things happened in this coronavirus. Like a lot of things changed. There have been like a lot of bans going on in viruses. So yeah, there were a lot of restriction that came across in Australia as well, and a little bit of good thing about people living in Australia or students living in Australia has came across. Yeah, so coming to the point, what all restrictions have been uh, allowed. Now there have been a lot of restriction all over the world, you guys know that. I just want to talk about the Australian restriction that have been taken off due to like people doing really well and the cases that's going down in Australia. So yeah, there have been a little bit changes that came across on 2nd of May. So what all things are allowed now? So people can really go on picnics, which people really prefer to go on. They can go on bushwalking, visiting national parks, then they can go out for a ride with a motorbike, and they can go out on a boat for recreation, which Australian people really like. And then you can go on drive, but that should be like 50 kilometers from your home. So just letting you guys know that make sure if you go on a drive or on picnics, the gathering are still two people. So only two-person, that should be for like only two-person gathering. And yeah, make sure that you don't go beyond 50 kilometers from your home, because if you are caught, if a police caught you, they might give you a charge or fine for that. So my suggestion would be stay safe at home, and if you go on drive, make sure it's 50 kilometer and there are only two people inside. Also, there is a good news for shopaholic people, so people who really love shopping. So I've come across updates that you can actually go for non-essential shopping as well. So this is a good news, right, for people who really look forward to go shopping. And like people in Australia really love to take their dogs out and do a little bit of gathering. So yeah, you can take your pets out for a walk in the parks, or unfetched dog off leash areas. Uh, but other than that, what was restricted is still restricted. All this information, guys, which I'm sharing with you is not my personal information. So this is something that I have read on Australian sites. And if you guys really need more information about this, I'm definitely giving you the link in the description below. You can go in the description below the video and actually study or get the information or more updates which will be happening or are happening during this crisis. Now I'm coming to the main topic, which was really important for us, like for international students. So yeah, there have been like a lot of international students who have been suffering a lot during this crisis. So let me tell you a little bit of good part or a little bit of good news for international students. So there was a time like going on when people who are out of session can actually work, or the people who have deferred their course at this trimester can actually work more than 40 hours fortnightly. Yes, that's right. And then so these people can work more than 40 hours fortnightly. And also international students who are studying, so who are studying or who are studying at this moment, can also work more than 40 hours fortnightly, but only if you work in a healthcare, aged care, or if you are a nurse, or you might be working in a supermarket. So these were the all updates that came across when COVID-19 went on and the situation was really worst in Australia. But then I have found out a new update which has come across on 1st of the May. So Australian government has allowed international students who used to work in supermarket to only work 40 hours fortnightly. So that was the thing which was normal before. So international students who are working in supermarket can now only work 40 hours fortnightly. But that is a good news for people who are, or international students who are working in healthcare, aged care and nursing. So they can still continue working more than 40 hours fortnightly, which is like you can continue working unlimited hours, because this is the time where actually healthcare workers and aged care workers and nurses are needed. So they are allowing for this crisis especially, to the international student as well, to work unlimited hours. Isn't that a good information I'm sharing with you guys? So yeah, this is really good news for students who has been in these sectors. Now let me tell you about a recent update on temporary visa that has been coming up. So I've read this updates from the Australian government sites, and they say that if a person is on temporary visa and the visa is expiring in 28 days or less than 28 days, then there is a problem, because the person who has this temporary visa can't really go back to their home country because the travel is banned everywhere. And also, they can't stay in Australia because, as per the rule, if a visa is expiring, you gotta go back to your home country. So, what is the option for them? So, Australian government has come up with a really good solution. So, if your temporary visa is expiring in 28 days or less than that, then you are lawfully allowed to stay in Australia. Yeah, so you are lawfully allowed to stay in Australia. And there is one more bonus point to this, is that if you really work in a sectors like healthcare, aged care, or nursing, then you can also work for them at this moment because it is the need of the crisis. So yeah, uh, these visa updates have been really helpful for international students who have been suffering. Okay, so now let's talk about the support that Australian government is giving international students or people who are residing on visas. Our Australian government has came up with a new rule for this crisis, and that is you can actually access your superannuation fund and take it out for your financial support. Yeah, that's so right. So you can actually take your superannuation out, and for temporary visa it's up to $10,000 you can take out from your superannuation. And for international students, the rules are that if you are an international student and you have stayed in Australia over 12 months, so it should be like 1 year you have stayed in Australia, then only you can take your superannuation out. So I found this really helpful for international students residing in Australia, like really helpful, that if you have a little bit of saving in your superannuation, then you can definitely have that financial support if you take that excess out and actually use it if you don't really have your job at this crisis time. Now talking about university raising fund. Yeah, so there have been a lot of universities I have studied, like whatever I'm talking, guys, I've given the link in the description below, so you can definitely go and check it out. There can be a lot of variations happening because they have been updating it every week, or I don't know, I mean, where they have been updating it depending upon the COVID-19 situation. Yeah, so right now it's like around or approximately 43 universities have been supporting international student by raising the funds, which is $145 million. So the government is still discussing more plans to apply for helping the international student in this crisis time. And also, I would like to tell you that some universities and education provider have been actually come forward with discounted fees and payment plans to assist the students which are really in need. So these were all the good news that I was sharing with you guys, because I know it's been a hard time for every international student or people residing on visa and who have lost their jobs. So there have been a lot of good part, like a good thing which Australian government tried to support us for. So guys, this was all about good news for international students, but I have made one more video which is a bad news that have been came across around this crisis time. So what have been the visa updates for international students, and I'll be sharing my friend's story with you guys in that video. So yeah, that's a real story of two of my friends who have been going through a situation where they need the extension of visa or might need a new visa. Yeah, so I'll be sharing with you guys what you can do in that condition. So don't forget to watch that video as well. And if you really like this video, if you find it helpful and informative, then don't forget to like to my channel and share with your friends who really need this information. And also you can subscribe to my channel for more such informative video. So see you guys in next video. Bye.